A new study found that Delaware is one of the most romantic states in the United States. Do you agree? All that and more on today's episode of Your Delaware. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of Your Delaware. I'm Jen, your Delaware Realtor. This episode is coming to you a little late this week because I, along with what seems like the rest of the state, I had the flu. This is the first day where I actually feel like I didn't get hit by a Mack truck. I have actually never had the flu before, and I can say now by going through it, I don't ever want to get that again. That was absolutely awful. I always feel like I don't know, I just feel so like a couch potato when I'm sick, which I know your body needs rest and everything else, but there's always something in my mind where I'm like, I need to be doing this, or I need to be doing that. I need to be doing this. And it did force me to absolutely lay on the couch. The body aches alone were enough to, make me never want to move from the couch ever again. And I also don't take naps. I've taken 2 naps not today, but the past 2 days. And I actually felt like they were absolutely needed. So I apologize for my voice. I can definitely hear it is raspy. That's what my week's been going. So this episode is coming to you just slightly later than normal. But like I said in the beginning, Delaware was named one of the most romantic states in the country. And what do you think? I'm going to be honest. I think that's a little far-fetched. I don't know what makes your state romantic, I guess. All right, let's look at this. So it says, and this is perfect because Valentine's Day is right around the corner. So I guess we're going to have almost a theme of this week because a lot of my articles are Valentine's Day themed. All right, so let's see what makes a state romantic, I guess. So it says Google Trends data from 2020 to 2024 was used to determine the number of searches using Valentine's Day in the 30 days leading up to the holiday. Each state received a score from 1 to 100 based on search volume, with higher search interest earning a higher score. The scores were then averaged over the last 5 years to rank the states from the most to least romantic. In the event of a tie, the state with the highest score in 2024 received the higher ranking. So this is literally based off of Google searches. So really, to me, this tells me that there's nothing specific in the state that will make that state romantic. But all right, so it says in the end, Delaware placed as the second most romantic state in the country with a Google Trends interest score of 94.6. That blows my mind. Over the years, Delaware scored 91 in 2020, 99 in 2021, 94 in 2022, 95 in 2023, and 94 in 2024. The study doesn't have information about why some years had more interest in Valentine's Day than others, but Delawareans in 2021 could have been feeling the love a little bit more after spending the previous year social distancing and isolated from many loved ones. Or we were all just so bored that we were looking for literally anything to do that didn't involve staying in our homes. I mean, in 2021, I think I was pretty much, if you hear me talk about COVID, I thrived during 2020 just because I like being in my house, I'll be honest. And so for me, it was a chance. I think what the problem is that I have FOMO. So I have a fear of missing out. So essentially when I'm at home or like I just said, laid up on the couch, I always fear like I'm missing something or that I should be doing something. So when everyone else was home, it was like the perfect excuse for me just to stay home and focus on like house projects or like Tiger King or, whatever else everyone was like watching. But by the time we got to 2021, I was totally ready to get out of my house. So it says that the most romantic state in the United States is West Virginia, ranking 1 with the average score of 98. West Virginia scored 100 each year until 2024 when it received a 90. What is going on in West Virginia? I would have really thought it was going to be Nevada with like Las Vegas, with like wedding chapels and stuff, like things to do for Valentine's Day. But I mean, hey, wow. It says the rest of the top 10 most romantic U.S. states are New Jersey at number 3, Pennsylvania at number 4, Ohio at number 5, Illinois at 6, Texas at 7, Rhode Island at 8, Nebraska at 9, and then coming in at number 10 is Connecticut. I'm like really, really shocked by this. Here are the 10 least romantic states in the United States. So we have Oregon at number 1, number 2, Washington State. We have Alaska at 3, Minnesota at 4, Colorado at 5. I'm a little shocked by Colorado. Montana at 6, Wisconsin at 7, and Wyoming at 8. Here's what I'll say. Of these least romantic states, in my opinion, it's either really rainy or really cold. So, I mean, there's probably not much going on. Oh, sorry. And then Vermont, I apologize, I didn't scroll down enough. Vermont was at number 9 and Utah was at number 10. Once again, both very, very cold. So, I mean, there you have it. If you are looking to move to Delaware, we are a very romantic state, as you can see. We Google a lot. I can't believe that I'm actually saying that. But when I first read that article, like the headline, I was like, I don't think we really are. Like, what else? I mean, what do we have going on, honestly? I mean, and we are going to get to that, actually. I'm going to tell you fun things to do for Valentine's Day and in the winter in Delaware. But it's like one of the number one complaints about Delaware is that everyone seems to be like a homebody, which is true. But there are definitely things going on in Delaware. But I think that's the whole reason why we Google so much is what is there to do for Valentine's Day? Because it is the dead of winter for us. Case in point, we just had a winter storm come through again. And like, I'm not talking like we had like 2 inches. I'm talking like I'm pretty sure there's like at least 6 to 8 inches out there right now in February. And like, I don't think Mother Nature is going to let up on us. I will be honest. I feel like this is going to be that year just because we've had so much snow. This is going to be that year that we get like a major snowstorm in March. I can already feel it. It's happened, not always. It's sometimes happened near my birthday, which is literally the end of March. I can remember being younger and having a birthday party absolutely ruined. No, I'm not going to say ruined. That sounds awful, but it was ruined. Because I had a huge, major snowstorm on my birthday. So, yeah, I think that's ultimately why we Google so much. But, all right, well, just a little fun fact for you. So, moving on. It has been determined that Delaware has declared withholding credit card fees from tips is illegal. I know I didn't really go over this in the beginning of the year, but there was an article that came out that a certain restaurant group near the beaches had made an announcement that if you were to tip your server on the credit card, they were then, as the employer, they were going to then charge the employee the credit card fee of, I believe it was 3%. And I will say, I'm a little like close, I guess, to this topic because I have been in serving up until when I went full-time in real estate. I've been in restaurants basically my entire life, right? Worked in restaurants. I was definitely one of those people that had more credit card tips than I had cash tips, just because we have moved from a cash society to a cashless society, right? Like everyone, it seems like, uses their debit card. I literally do not carry cash on me. I don't really see the point in it. I either have my debit card or I have Venmo or Cash App or, whatever else, right? So it's like, for me, I don't understand what's the point in holding cash, right? It's another reason, like if someone were to absolutely need cash or want cash and they think you have it, they're going to come get it from you, right? Like, I don't see the point in carrying it. And it's funny because that used to be my excuse for Girl Scout cookies. Like, oh, sorry, I don't have any cash on me. And now it's like, oh, well, we have Square or we have Venmo or we have Cash App. And it's like, I really just don't want to buy the cookies, but and I mean that because I've already bought a good amount of cookies, right? Like, and it's like, I feel like really bad. I feel like I need to buy from every single Girl Scout cookie, like stand that I see. And I'm like, okay, that's enough. We don't need any more. We don't need any more. So yeah, so Delaware has declared that it is actually illegal to do that. So hopefully we see that restaurant group retract their statements. But I actually was pretty excited for my fellow restaurant workers who, that's a huge hit, right? To have to not only for example, if you're tipping on the card, so then you're then taking 3% from the employee, and then they're also having to tip out like the busser or the bartender, or especially on busy nights. And it really just depends on how each restaurant works. Some of them all pool tips together. I mean, there's different ways that, restaurants do it, but I can tell you that a 3% hit on every credit card tip, especially if say you don't leave 20% or more, essentially that tells me that you would have to leave at least 23% to just make up for it. And then is it the bigger the tip, the more they're taking out of your tip? So yeah, I didn't agree with it when it came out, the article. I still don't agree with it. I'm glad that it has been found that is actually illegal, and hopefully it will stop happening. But we'll see. All right. So moving right along, Delaware State Housing Authority has not requested an operating budget increase amid the statewide affordable housing crisis. So this is a little concerning. It is no secret that Delaware has, I don't want to say become unaffordable, because I don't want to say that, but it is definitely not as cheap as what it used to be. And I see this a lot. I see it in my comment section. I see it from clients. I see it on social media. And yeah, I would have to agree with you. When people reach out and their budget is around $200,000, $250,000, even $300 at this point, it is very difficult for me to find you a home. And that was not the case, I would say, just 6 years ago. In 2019, I can remember I got someone into a home right before the pandemic, and it was a townhome, but it was under 200,000, and it was a nice townhome. And it's I can distinctly remember that being I'm never going to be able to do this again. Because right after that, 2020 happened, and home prices skyrocketed, right? And Delaware State Housing Authority, if you are not familiar with it, they do run a closing costs program, and they run other programs throughout the year, but they have limited funds on every single program that they have, right? And there's stipulations, there's all these things that you have to qualify for. You have to have a certain credit score and this and that. But the particular program that I'm talking about is a closing cost program. And basically what that is it is a second lien on your property. So it does need to be paid back. It is not a grant. And then the more you borrow from this loan, the higher your interest rate goes on your monthly mortgage payment, right? So a lot of times you'll find that it actually doesn't make any sense to use the program, because it's going to make your mortgage payment higher the more you borrow from it. So I've definitely had clients use it. And then I've had other clients that have decided when they see the numbers, it actually doesn't make any sense to do that. So, but what's a little concerning is that they did not seek an operating budget increase. And it says, with the uncertainty of future federal dollars, some are worried the current budget is not enough. It says the current budget maintains the Housing Development Fund at $4 million, the State Rental Assistance Program at $4 million, and the Student Housing Emergency Assistance Funding at $50,000. It says when asked by State Senator Laura Sturgeon if $4 million, which she pointed out has remained the same since 1987, is enough to help address Delaware's 20,000 affordable housing unit shortage. She responded, there are other funding sources on the bond bill side that I think need to come into the calculation, but the need for housing is tremendous. It says that Heckles is referring to Carney's recommendation to increase spending for the affordable rental housing program and the urban redevelopment program by a collective $17 million. I'm a little confused because Carney is actually not our governor anymore, but I think they're just going off the recommendations that he made before he became mayor. So Carney also recommended an $8 million allocation to the newly created Delaware Workforce Housing Program, which allows a workforce housing investor to be reimbursed up to 20% of the capital costs associated with workforce housing units they create. It says Heckles says that there is uncertainty around how the Trump administration plan to cut back on federal grants could affect the department. He says the majority of federal support comes through community block grants, the Emergency Solutions Grant Program, and support for unhoused people through the Commune of Care. Okay, so basically what they're saying is that that part right there kind of blows my mind. We have had the same budget since 1987. And since 1987, the housing costs in Delaware have gone up tremendously. And the reason we know this is because, let's just take, for example, the tax reassessment for Newcastle County that hadn't been done since 1980, right? So 1980 to 2024, right? Because they did it in 2024. People's housing assessments went up 511% on average. So, and there was more, like Middletown, they skyrocketed. I mean, some went from $28,000 up to, this blows my mind. It was like it was acreage, right? So it was just land. It was a farm. It went from $28,000 in 1980 to now worth $2.4 million. That right there is an insane jump. So I'm a little concerned that Delaware State Housing Authority should have requested an operating budget increase. This makes me concerned if they're going to have any more grant programs. Like last year we had the Delaware Diamonds program, and we had a couple other programs that, the Delaware Diamonds program ran out fairly quickly. There was money stipulations about what you needed to, whether you needed to work in the state, and there was all these other things. But I'm hoping that in the next couple of months, I'm coming on here and basically saying that, I call it DSHA just because it's what it looks like. I'm hoping that they come out and say they have all these other programs that they're offering. I've gone to classes with them, and basically they know that there's a need for these programs. Hopefully I'm coming out here in a couple of months saying that these programs are available again. But with them not requesting an operating budget increase makes me a little nervous. All right, so something that we've touched on the past couple of weeks, because I know I've already mentioned Girl Scout cookies, but it looks like Caramel Delights, the Samoas, won. And that exact from me, guys. Did you go on there and did you vote? Because I said no, you probably didn't. But it looks like the Samoas won, getting 650 votes, and Thin Mints came in second with 518 votes, with a total of 1,100 votes. Hey, if you voted because I said that I really like Samoas, I really appreciate you. But I do love the fact that the cookie that I love won. But like I said, really, really, really love Thin Mints as well. All right, moving on to things to do in Delaware in February of 2025. Now, this may be for some of the Eagles fans. So I know we just had the Super Bowl, and if you have not followed me on my social media, I am a huge Birds fan. I'm originally from right outside of Philadelphia. I grew up an Eagles fan. I have since became even more I just feel like I dove right in. My husband is a huge Philly sports fan. Nora has become a huge Philly sports fan. We have new game day fits basically every week that I look forward to. We just had our grand finale with the Super Bowl, and now I need to now make sure that I have an outfit for her every game of next year. So if anyone would like to donate any Philly sports gear for toddlers, please send them my way, because this stuff is not cheap. All right. So we do have, if you are a Philly sports fan, if you are an Eagles fan, we do have the Eagles parade on Friday, February 14th, which is Valentine's Day. The parade does start at 11 a.m. and the speeches will be, I believe it's at 2 o'clock at the Art Museum. So that is something for, something to do. It does not take that long to get to Philadelphia if you live in Delaware. Trust me, the last time that we had a parade, I believe we left Delaware at like 6 a.m. Just because I thought traffic was going to be insane, because it was the first parade, it was the first championship, everything else. So I don't see it being any different. They are expecting at least 1 million people, which that number doesn't blow my mind, right? Just because it's Philly. It's a Philly sports fan. But okay, so here are other things to look forward to this month. So Black History Month's iconic 90s film, which is going to be taking place in Wilmington. So it says that they are going to be showing at Del Art Cinema for Black History Month. They are going to be showing House Party, Good Burger, Love Jones, Love and Basketball. He says each film screens from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. Okay, so we also have a Murder Manor Whodunit event in Wilmington. If you have a few nosy friends who love to fix everybody else's problems but their own, then you might want to join along for a fun whodunit event, Murder Manor. In this mystery experience inspired by the game of Clue, you'll provide the motives while actors deliver the fictional murder. This event features a cast of suspects and victims in a fully improvised silly show with performers from CSZ's Philadelphia. That's awesome. That actually happens on Friday and Saturday, so the 14th and the 15th at 1 and 8 p.m. And that happens at the Delaware Contemporary. That looks like fun. I've always wanted to do a murder mystery dinner. If you've done one, please let me know how it was, because I didn't realize you can actually buy it on Etsy, this whole booklet thing. My cousin was telling me about it, and you could have a whole setup, and if you really plan it out, you can essentially tell everyone what their character is, and then it's just this whole thing. I think it's only $10 on Etsy. But yeah, if you're looking for something to do in the winter, that might be something to do. Oh, we've already talked about this, but we do have the chocolate expo happening at Bally's. That is, I believe, the 22nd. Remember, you have to get tickets online. Yes, it is. I'm sorry. It's both the February 22nd and the 23rd from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And tickets are either $10 to $30. And I believe they're going to have the original cast of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. So that is something that you are looking for. That would be fun. We have the Cupid Undies Run in Wilmington. It says it's not normal to run around in your underwear during the winter with like-minded strangers. But as weird as this might sound, the sentiment behind this concept is a heartwarming one. So it says that it raises proceeds for a cure for NF. It says a group of genetic conditions that cause tumors to grow on nerves throughout the body. It says the run is for ages 21 or older, begins with dancing and drinking, followed by a half-mile-ish run that ends in a dance party. And it says registration starts at $45. And that will be happening at Tonic Seafood and Steak in Wilmington from noon to 4 on February 22nd. So that's fun. So just some things to do, February's not that long. It's only 28 days. So just some things to do in the month of February. So let's say that you have little ones and you're not sure what to do with them during the winter time, because me too, I do struggle with this. But did you know there are many different bounce house locations in Delaware? One of them is actually Shall We Bounce, I'm sorry, in Lewis. And they have ball pit. They have like the foam pit. They have all these like jungle gyms in there. There's like these trampoline things. And I mean, you could just take your kids in there on a random Wednesday or Tuesday, especially if like they have off from school or like you have little ones that like you're just trying to get the energy out. I mean, there's so many different options when it comes to that. I mean, there's arcades, there's Lefties, Alleys and Eats in Lewis. There is Shore Fun Family Center. That's in Bethany. There's Captain Quarters Arcade. That's in Millville. There's also theaters that you can take them to. I know I've done quite a good amount of content on Westtown Movies in Middletown. There's movies at Midway. There's also, I'm so sorry, the movie theater by the Christiana Mall, which at this moment I'm drawing a blank on which one that is called. I apologize, but I mean, there's so many different things. There's also seal watching tours, which I don't know if your little ones would like this. Personally, water and toddlers terrifies me. It's just not something I would do, but you can go seal watching. So maybe for adults, it's about $40 and you can choose between a non-narrated tour or a tour narrated by the nonprofit Marine Education Research and Rehabilitation Institute. And then there's arts and crafts. So it's I didn't know this. Hammer and Stain in Lewis hosts arts and crafts for all ages. They have drop-ins, workshops. I definitely want to check this out. That sounds so much fun. Oh, and here, I didn't even know this. So Shell We Bounce has Mondays are special abilities days with discounted rates and free bouncing for caregivers. Children 5 and under get a discount on Toddler Tuesdays. I'm going to go there Tuesday. On Wednesdays, you can purchase tickets online for a family fun day discount. On Thursdays from 3 to 9, you get a free piece of pizza with your Bounce Time purchase. Home School Day takes place from 1 to 3 on the third Friday of each month. Get a $5 arcade card and free snack with the purchase of 2 hours of Bounce Time. Bring all your A's and B's report cards and get a good grades discount once per marking period, Monday through Friday. Oh, see, there's plenty of things to do. And then we have the Winterthur Museum. There is the Delaware's Children Museum. I mean, there's definitely different things to do. As an adult, I would say, in the winter, I would go to probably one of the theaters. There's the Everett Theater in Middletown. There's the Dickens Theater in, I believe it's Dagsboro. So yeah, many different things to do during the winter. And we're almost through it. So I know we talked about Friday is Valentine's Day. So where to find Valentine's Day drinks, treats in Delaware, including sundaes and strawberries. So Sweet Dreams Confectionates Company in Middletown. If you have not tried them yet, run. They are so good. You just like it. Yeah. I mean, it looks like a house, honestly. I think it might be part of their house, but they are so sweet in there. They have so many different things. I tried, I think it was like a chocolate bacon, with sea salt. It was so good. So yes, they are a family-run chocolate factory, essentially, in Middletown, making handcrafted sweets for all occasions. So, oh, wow. It says another big seller is their handmade truffles that come in 37 different flavors. Love. I need you to look at this. Okay, so the next one is Sunday for 2 at the Sugar Factory. The Sugar Factory is actually at Bally's in Dover. I need you to look at the size of this sundae. This isn't when they say it's for 2, that's got to be at least for 4 people. That's diabetes in a bowl right there. There's no way. Actually, just the whole Sugar Factory thing in general, I feel like is just diabetes in a store. So it says that the old-fashioned sundaes range from classic Neapolitan to chocolate blackout and strawberry cheesecake overload. Strawberry cheesecake overload sounds actually amazing. So that sundae that I just showed you is King Kong sundae, complete with 24 scoops of ice cream, various dessert sauces, sprinkles, cookie crumbles, candy necklaces, sparklers, marshmallows, a glazed donut, and a red velvet cupcake, and much more. I'm not kidding, guys. That is diabetes in a bowl right there. If your Valentine is more of a brewery person, Banana Hammock is actually what kind of beer? It says that it's brewed with bananas and cocoa nibs. Okay. So that is at the Crooked Hammock in Lewis and in Middletown. So it's available at both locations. It is it's a stout. Okay. A limited release stout, and it's named Banana Hammock. So if your Valentine is into breweries, that would be the perfect option. Then you could have candy grab bags at Eddie B's Confectionate Shop. And let's see. And that is in Lewis. Okay. I haven't been here. I haven't actually heard of this place. So it says the shop sells hard candies, pretzels, gummy candy, and plenty, of course, of chocolate to fuel your Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day drinks at the Big Chill Surf Cantina, also in Lewis. Or I guess they're saying it's Rehoboth, but so they are hosting a Love Stinks Let's Drink party on February 15th. They're going to have live music from 6 to 9, followed by a silent disco until close. It says throughout the night, tend to your broken heart with Valentine's Day themed shots and cocktails. Then we also have the chocolate covered strawberry cupcake, Bing's Bake and Brew. Oh my gosh. Try and say that 5 times fast. Bing's Bake and Brew is a beloved Delaware staple for all things baked goods and tasty drinks, and its Valentine's Day offerings continue the fanfare. Need chocolate covered strawberries? They've got plenty of options, and they offer local delivery. And they are located in Newark. All right, that about wraps that up. So there's plenty of different things in Delaware for your Valentine. If you are looking to maybe take them out to dinner, I'm sure with Valentine's Day being Friday, I would 1,000% recommend making a reservation ahead of time, because being like I said, working at restaurants before, I know how busy Valentine's Day was. It was absolutely insane, especially when it fell on a Friday or a Saturday or even a Sunday. So definitely make sure that you make a reservation beforehand, or maybe you just want to do a chill night in. There are plenty of different options that you could do, like to-go orders. I mean, especially coming from me, for example, I have a toddler, so I would rather just pick up something and have dinner at home. But maybe you can get the whole family involved and just take everyone out. All right, that about wraps it up. I apologize that this episode was later in the week. I'm going to go rest my voice because I feel like I haven't talked like this in the past couple of days. But I really hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you did, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you are looking to buy or sell in Delaware, I would absolutely love the opportunity to help you. And my information is down below in the description. So please feel free to send me an email or get set up on my calendar for a one-on-one meeting. Once again, I really hope that this video helped. If it did, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you on the next one. Hey, if you are thinking about moving to Delaware, you should definitely check out this video right here. And if you would love to tour Delaware communities with me, check out this playlist right here. And don't forget, subscribe to my channel.